Run-down race car. Doc McStuffins and her brother Donnie were ready to race. Donnie put Ricciardo race car at the starting line. Doc picked up a yellow racing car and put it next to Ricciardo. After Ricciardo beats your car, he's going to be ready for the championship best race car race ever, Donnie cheered. Let's get this race going, Doc replied. The racers started their engines and they were off. Ricciardo sped into the lead. Donnie and Doc watched as the car zoomed around the track. Only one more lap to go before Ricciardo wins the race, Donnie shouted. But without warning, Ricciardo began to slow down. The super fast racing car wasn't looking so super anymore. Doc's yellow racing car zipped past him and crossed the finish line first. You won, Donnie cried. That's not possible. Dad heard Donnie yelling and came to see what was wrong. He said Donnie needed a nap. I'm not tired, Donnie said sleepily. Doc decided to take a look at Ricciardo while Donnie rested in his room. She wanted to get Ricciardo back up to speed before Donnie's best friend Luca came over for their big race. Doc carried Ricciardo to a clinic. Stuffy couldn't believe his dragon eyes. He was Ricciardo Racecar's #1 fan. It was time for Ricciardo's checkup. Doc lifted his bonnet and looked at his engine. Everything seemed okay, but when Ricciardo tried to give Doc a big vroom vroom, there wasn't any power behind it. You raced a bajillion times last night, right? Doc said. She knew exactly what was wrong. Ricciardo had a case of the no vroom vroom motors. He needed to have his battery recharged. Doc asked Dad to plug Ricciardo into the charger. By the time Luca arrived, Ricciardo was all revved up, and so was Donnie. He'd been recharged too, with his nap. Donnie put Ricciardo at the starting line. Luca picked up his car and put it next to Ricciardo. The racers started their engine, and they were off. On the last lap, Ricciardo began to speed up. He zipped past Luca's car, cruised around the last turn, and crossed the finish line in first place. Vroom vroom.